This week in our collective heads, wanna put an old rumor to bed. Stereotype that you've all heard, how we're all just angry video game nerds. Most of us have actual jobs, kids and families and cats and dogs, yeah. This week in our collective heads, this week in our collective heads.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
And we're here giving you gaming news like we do every single week.
Like I do every single week.
You do every single week. Hey, sometimes I do every single week. I'm back from my vacation, so sorry that you missed me. Didn't miss him. And you got the Tandem Cannon Girls.
Though.
I know you did.
Yeah.
You got the Tandem Cannon Girls helping out, so thank you so much, me and Tiff, for that. So really cool. And we're here giving gaming news post E3, so some of this is going to spill over from E3 and some.
Yeah, we covered the lead up to E3 and the press conferences, except for Nintendo, because Nintendo was on a Tuesday, and then more stuff kind of rolled out throughout the week. Yeah. So we've got all that stuff, and we'll go ahead and start with the Nintendo stuff that got revealed this week. Yeah, basically. So we have Mario Odyssey. We got a release date for that, which is 10/27. My favorite part of the video was when they put him on the wall and he was jumping and stuff. Captain Redbeard obviously loved the dinosaur bits, of course. But yeah, and then Hack Co-op was also released, and you get to do all kinds of stuff with taking over things and bullets, and like we got to see a lot more of the mechanics of kind of what that looks like.
And it's a mechanic that we didn't expect. When we saw the hat, I thought the hat was going to be an additional platforming, and it looks like it will be, but it's not just an addition of platforming, or in that case, a boomerang. Yeah. Like, I thought, a boomerang aspect of grabbing coins, like, that can be really cool to get some hard-to-reach coins. I'm all about, like, kind of, not necessarily 100% completion, but when you find those little hidden gems and finding a way to grab them. But that's just amazing, grabbing a bullet. And I'm guessing that, getting bullet bill or whatever, you got a specific time. I didn't see anything on that.
Yeah, and if you run into a wall, you explode, and just that mustache going everywhere.
It's hashtag that's gonna be it's gonna be a dirty nerdy
hashtag mustache going
everywhere. I was already excited about Mario Odyssey, but I'm even more excited about it now, and I think that as we're going to see and go into, Nintendo Switch is going to be an amazing console. Yeah. Now that we're close to being done with the soft launch. ARMS, we've got ARMS, we've got Mario Kart, which, by the way, Mario Kart on the Switch is amazing. I played it on my trip, because I brought my Switch with me, obviously. Yeah. Playing that in the airport and on a cruise ship and whatever. Didn't play it at Disney because too much is going on at Disney.
Well, and because Disney. But yeah, and so we got Superstar Saga Bowser's Minions, which is coming out October 6th. I'm less familiar with this particular franchise, but yeah, so this is it's like a remake, but an alternate story, and so it's going to be in the same universe, but you're going to play like one of Bowser's minions and kind of go through the process. I don't actually know the story of Superstar Saga, so I have no idea how that plays out.
I don't. I love Mario games and everything, but I'm not familiar with this. It's going to be a Mario title, so it's probably going to be quality in one way or another. I like the idea of playing one of Bowser's minions, though. That's kind of cool.
It is, but it's another title coming to 3DS, and that's like, for me, that's always Because like
too bad.
I never like, I borrowed your 3DS a couple of times to play particular games, but there was never that selling point for me, because I had such a hard time with the resolution, because even Super Nintendo games look okay. Like anyway,
it's the funky screen that they put on there, because they were trying to push that 3D aspect, and I never used it as a 3D. As a 3D.
Yeah, but like the resolution is just too low for me. I can't handle that. It gives me a headache. Yeah. And like it was worth going through Between Worlds.
Yes.
And I experimented with others, and I was like, I can't. Yeah. So I want everything on the Switch, and so I'm going to be kind of bummed out whenever something comes out and it's not there.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll port that over to the Switch like they're porting everything else.
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of 3DS games coming over.
No, but I'd love that. Too.
Reggie said something about like they're gonna support the 3DS for another 2 years or something, and I'm like, no, why?
Dad.
You have a portable. That is infinitely superior.
Nintendo doesn't
use
like
that.
Nintendo doesn't like referring to it as a portable though, because they feel like they're snubbing. It is a portable. They feel like they're going to snub their. They're doing the opposite of what Microsoft did when the Xbox One came out.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, if you're not cool and hip, get the previous generation that we're not going to support, they're saying we still love you guys, so we're still going to support it. What they should be doing is phasing it out slowly, and supporting it for 2 years is not doing that.
Well, the other thing is that I don't think anybody really predicted how big the Switch was going to be, and Nintendo has like they were so confident moving into the Wii U era, and they were super excited about it, and it was going to be wonderful, and then nobody. So moving forward with that, Nintendo is an infinitely cautious company, so it's going to be a while before their initial trepidation, like, because they made all these plans not knowing how the Switch was going to do. Now that it's out, game development takes a while. This stuff has been in the works for years, and so it's going to take a while, but for them to continue to talk about how much it's going to be supported kind of bugs me.
I agree. I'm loving my Switch. I'm in here 3 months after it came out, almost 4 months, and I wish there were more games on it, but they're coming. And so it's not I wish I had more to do. I still have stuff to do. I'm still playing with it. Who was it? Was it Phil Spencer? Someone recently was saying they were essentially, or they alluded to Nintendo being like the secondary console. Like they're expecting like Nintendo, someone to have like an Xbox One and a Switch,
right,
and a PlayStation 4
Switch.
and a Switch.
Yeah,
like the default secondary console is going to be a Nintendo, and the primary being one of the others. I think for the majority of what I would consider hardcore gamers, PC or console otherwise, the Switch is an amazing secondary console, and the fact that it's not only a portable but it hooks up to your TV allows it to not just be when I'm on the go console. It's when I'm home as well. I can't. I'm here 3.5 months in, and I still can't get over the fact that I'm able to take the game every single place that I go, and I don't have to upload to the cloud, then download the save.
Or play a different version or anything like that.
It's amazing. Sorry, I got to rant about that. But another thing that I'm happy about is Mario Rabbids, which I didn't think
Mario something Kingdom something.
That's Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle something. So
word association.
Yes. Now, this is one that
It's Mario meets Rabbids meets XCOM. I mean, what words were you going to use to describe it? Also, the Peach Rabbid has an Instagram or a Tumblr or something.
Really?
It is terrifying.
Really?
Like, it is scary and creepy and awful. I'm not about it.
Well, when this was announced, I thought, okay, this is dumb. And I'll admit it wasn't until, and I wish I had snagged the screenshot here, the developer for this, the head developer who's been working on Rabbids forever, was in the crowd like teary-eyed seeing it. I don't know if you saw that.
No, yeah. He was on stage.
He was So he was on stage. But watching him. And the screenshots of him, and someone put it so poignantly. You're saying, you become a game developer, you get your dream job at Nintendo, you get put in the crappy Rabbids production, and turn out game after game of that, feel sorry for yourself, and then get put on this. And it was like that moment for him was so fulfilling, and it was humanizing for me. That I can be really callous when I come to a lot of these games. When it comes to a lot of these, where news comes out, we can be really judgmental. But someone's pouring their heart into it, and that was a very humanizing moment where I realized this guy just had his dreams come true. He's working on Mario, and he's been trying to do that. it looks like a blast. I mean, the Rabbids games are always fun. I just always think that they're quasi shovelware.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like a $20 buy and hang out with your friends, right?
Yeah, and it's fun. It's definitely fun to play once.
Yes, it's definitely fun to play once, and I feel like this game may be definitely fun to play a little more than once.
Well, yeah. I wonder, because like I wonder how well the contrast is going to go between the difficulty. Like, I don't think it'll be as difficult as XCOM.
Yeah.
But it's XCOM style. Like, I think I would get much more frustrated at a cute game. And let's be honest, Rabbids are annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
too cute. They're too
no. They're French plus minions. That's what they are.
Yeah.
And nope. And so that's why I can only take them in bite-sized chunks. So if I was frustrated at a game and having to deal with the noises they make at the same time,
you make it worse.
I don't know how long I can take that.
All right.
But anyway, that's coming out 8/29.
Yeah.
So, which is not far.
Not far at all. Not far at all. Especially for Nintendo. Usually, I mean, Nintendo's not one to announce something and then give it to you 3 months later. Or 2 months later at this point. Yeah.
They also mentioned Xenoblade Chronicles. We'll come back to the other one.
Sure.
But Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is coming holiday 2017. They claim. Xenoblade Chronicles wasn't that long ago, and these are enormous. I don't know how you churn out
the one on the Wii or the.
No, there was.
Was there one on the Wii U?
I feel like there was.
Maybe there was. I mean, they're huge games. I think that while they are big games, I think it's a little easier to design these as opposed to like a Skyrim game and everything. And and you can bring on the hate comments on that as well. But yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of the 3DS version, which came out in 2015.
Yeah. So it's been 6 years.
I guess that's long enough.
It's been 6 years, and these games, there's a lot to do, but it's not as rich and in depth as a Bethesda game. Now, it runs smoother than a Bethesda game.
Yeah, there's also a lot of focus on these on the actual grind itself.
Yes,
and so that's a thing.
It's like the Monster Hunter games, which is another one. Which
I cannot wait to play Monster Hunter on my PlayStation.
I loved playing Monster Hunter on Wii, and I think that there are a lot of people who are really worried about the new Monster Hunter because the new spear gun.
Okay.
It's essentially a Gatling gun, and it's like, okay, this is not the quaint. So in the other Monster Hunter games, and it's essentially like, fantasy, but you're essentially like out of like this fishing village-esque thing, and you go to different islands and you hunt things with giant spears and giant swords and axes, and throwing spears, and now it's like, okay, here's this Gatling gun.
Right, but I mean, they've had like guns and bows and stuff, but the difficulty is that you have to set up, and I think with the Gatling gun, it's gonna take. I mean, actual Gatling guns take a while to wind up. Yeah. So the setup is going to be essential, but in a multiplayer setting, if you can have a tank that's pulling a Gatling gun, can be amazing. And
because the tank's pulling and
give them time. Yeah. So I think it will be really helpful. Yeah. I think that they're good enough with the balance that it won't be open.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about the because like balance. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking more of like the immersion. Right. I mean, numbers are numbers. I mean, otherwise you couldn't have things like Overwatch, where Hanzo is winning with a bow and arrow. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. You can make the numbers work. What I mean is like the immersion, where like again Overwatch, where everything's just mashed up and it doesn't matter. Yeah. Monster Hunter, you have this cohesive feel of where you are. Now then again,
right, with the cats running around telling you what to plant.
Well, yeah, just like Final Fantasy.
Those are Moogles. That's completely different. That's something else.
But I think that people are worried about this, and this is my devil's advocate to that. which you basically already hinted at. This is fantasy.
Yeah.
Fictional characters. Okay?
It's fine.
It's a fictional you can make whatever whatever you want to have happen in these games happen. You can make the balance work out in numbers.
Yeah.
But if it works within the story, I'm okay with it. It's the whole thing like the Simon Pegg, how do you kill a vampire? Mm-hmm. However you want. It just depends on the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's there's numerous things, but it's however the writer wants to do it, it does it. And if they do it well, if it's cohesive, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And I mean, I did really like they've done a couple of things with the mechanics where like you can eat something as you walk, and you don't have to go through like an entire animation to pick up a leaf.
Yeah.
You can just go pick up a leaf and keep going, like leaves work.
Like leaves work.
But my favorite part of this reveal was at the very end when they played the music and had him rotating the spit, because there's something so cathartic about cooking in that, and it's just a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to that.
It's the cooking in that works really well. I mean, if you haven't played Monster Hunter and you've played Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's that.
Yeah.
I mean, you grab all these resources and you cook. They stole it, and it's great.
So, continuing with Nintendo, the Kirby game is coming spring 2018. I think Kirby is my least favorite Nintendo person.
Sure.
But the multiplayer and the team bit of this, where he like turns into a Ferris wheel at one point, and like there's some crazy stuff going on here, and I think it could be really interesting, and I think it'll be fun to see the mix of characters, and so we'll see.
I think it looks like a blast. I don't think Kirby's my least favorite. He's one of my least favorites, because I'd rather play a Kirby game than play an Ice Climbers game. I'd rather play a Kirby game than play like Kid Icarus. Like, because these are franchises that people like talk about, and they're like, I want another Ice Climbers game. Really?
Who talks? Okay, find a person who actually says that.
I've literally seen people online like talk, and I don't understand. Out of all the franchises, Nintendo nurtures and cultivates their IPs.
Yeah.
And they milk the crap out of them.
Yeah.
But that looks fun. That looks like a lot of fun, especially the two-player aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've also started, speaking of franchises that continue, they've begun development on a Pokemon for Switch.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be the Game Freak team. And they're saying that this is a mainline, and if I'm not mistaken, that would make this the first, because like they've had like Pokemon Snap and Stadium and whatever, but they've never had like a main story on a home console. Correct.
Okay. They've never had a mainline Pokemon title. It's always been a brawler like tournament thing or Snap. It's never been a proper Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And this will be the first time they come on, which makes sense because the Switch is a portable. So I have mixed feelings about this, because I really wanted Stars. I really wanted the rumored Pokemon Yellow, as it were, of Sun and Moon. Give me a Switch version of that. That's what I was really hoping for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they're starting production on a Switch Pokemon game right now, it's going to be great.
Yeah. It's going to be a couple of years.
It's going to be a couple of years.
It's going to be, yeah.
I'm okay with that, though. And I'm okay with waiting for this. Like you said, Nintendo now knows what they have on their hands. As if they hadn't before. They know how the public is reacting to it. They now, and as they're developing that, they can watch how we're using it and how we play with it. So they could really tailor this really well. So,
absolutely.
Happy about
I think that'll be interesting.
Very happy.
Speaking of things that we're not going to see for a couple of years, Metroid Prime 4, we got a logo.
Yes, we did.
So it's not going to be Retro Studios, who did the original Prime trilogy. They've moved off. They're working on other projects.
Yeah.
It's an entirely new team, but they said that they had the longtime series producer. Producer doesn't really mean a lot. Like,
no, I mean it depends on how heavy his or her role was.
Yeah,
so
but it's not something that you can point to and be like, oh, they're producing it, it's going to be fine. Whereas if you trust a director, you kind of know what you're going to get. A producer can be, like you said,
like
a much
Spielberg.
more, well, I was going the other way. It can be a much more hands-off role.
Oh, it can be.
And it's just a thing that their name is associated with.
Meanwhile,
and so I feel like this. Obviously, we're excited about a new Metroid game, and about a new Metroid Prime game, and about a new 2D Metroid game. And I really like Tiff Toxic on Twitter said that Nintendo's production was Pokemon on Switch, Kirby, and Mario and Metroid 2D and 3D. We've made all the things you've been complaining about. Now just shut up.
Just shut up. We've got this. Like, I haven't seen Nintendo do this, like, ever. Where they're like, yeah, we know. Reggie's the opposite of, yeah, we know, we're listening. And for this E3 blew my freaking mind. They gave us everything, even stuff I don't care about. That some people do care about. Somebody does care about. They gave us stuff. I mean, we got. So we also got Fire Emblem Warriors, and again, you know, somebody out there is really wanting Fire Emblem Warriors. It's not me.
And where is it? But they're bringing that out, and like you said, they're kind of playing up everything, and just we're gonna give you all the stuff.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of giving us all the stuff, there's a lot of amiibos.
Yes, and you were so worried about only getting 8, and we ended up with what, like
11,
50?
I think, something like that. Yeah,
I think it was 50.
We got all of the champions from Zelda Breath of the Wild,
which I have a theory about that.
Oh, really?
I think that they showed a little bit of and they dated the Zelda DLC. I believe that the Champions Ballad, which is coming holiday this year, because they have those 4 amiibo, I think that it's going to be a prequel and talk about this, like whenever they're talking about the original
the champions,
imprisoning,
which is who those are,
which is the original imprisoning of Calamity Ganon.
Yeah.
Spoilers for I don't know.
It's a setup of the game. I mean,
well, it's also speculation on my part. So, but anyway, so I feel like that they're going to. I think that they're going to have each of the champions claim their weapon, and like do something like that and get there. I don't know.
I love hearing your speculations of the game you haven't played.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Someday I'm gonna.
Oh, so I mean, like, Ganon's not sealed in Breath of the Wild, so like,
sure,
that's one thing. But no, I think you are pretty dead on. If this is a prequel, I'll be very happy, because they told the lead up for Breath of the Wild as flashbacks.
Yeah.
And they're very brief flashbacks, but you don't see how Link contacted each of them, or how Zelda contacted each of them.
Yeah. And
said, I need you on board, let's do this. I got this giant Zord for you to run around in. I mean,
yeah.
How did that happen? So I mean,
I don't know.
You essentially you start it, and there's parts of it where, like, Mipha, who's the Zora princess, is like healing Link, and she's essentially saying, "I'll always be there for you." It's the whole "as you wish" kind of. She's in love with him, and then you have others where, like, the Goron guy is like, "We're gonna do this. We're gonna fight him," and you're like, "Okay, you got this camaraderie, but like, how did?"
Yeah, where did this come
especially
from?
With the Zoras.
How did it build?
Especially with the Zoras. Zoras are just like, "No, we're off here. You do whatever you do. We're gonna be fine over here."
Unless we're frozen.
Unless we're frozen,
then come and help us.
And then we really need help. Yeah, so I think you're pretty spot on. I believe it's probably a prequel as well. We also got some other amiibos. We got the Mario Odyssey amiibos.
Okay, I want just the Princess and the Bowser one, because I totally ship the pair of them.
Oh yeah,
like as anyone who's like actually like looked at Mario's a jerk. And I mean, Bowser and Princess have kids together.
They have kids together.
Or a kid, at least.
They have a kid together. He obviously, I mean, I don't even think it's an unrequited love, because I think I don't think she's really trying to leave him. I mean, whenever I see Peach and Mario, she's just like, haha, I'm okay.
He gets lots of cheek kisses.
He gets a lot of cheek kisses.
And
I don't think Bowser gets. I think Bowser gets more.
Yeah, and all of that needs to be off camera for the Nintendo,
because it's Nintendo
family-friendly atmosphere we're putting forth here.
Exactly. We also got some Fire Emblem ones, which somebody out there cares about. Somebody's probably going to cosplay each and every one of these.
Yeah,
each one of these two.
It does. Like I get the idea of separating them by generation, but it does kind of bug me that they have the red base.
Yeah,
because I'll need to have that symmetrical, which means that I'll have to have two of each of them. So if I got any besides Princess and Bowser, then I would have to spread them out.
Yeah, or put one in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah,
OCD and Amiibos is just a really deadly combo.
Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that because I don't collect that many of them.
Yeah.
So I haven't had to worry about that yet. And I have more Disney Infinity characters than I do of any of the others, because with Disney Infinity, I get Disney, I get Marvel, and I get Star Wars. And I mean, come on. I mean, that's like everything for me.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about we were talking about the Champions Ballad DLC that's coming out, and even looking at the trailer, it does look a lot like a prequel to me. It almost seems as, I'm sure that was just a cut there, but if it's not a cut, that him putting that sword in there brought them in. Hold on, this is Master Trials. Did the wrong one? No, that's Champions Ballad. The Trial of the Sword. Huh. Okay, so I don't like them using Trials twice. That's just a bad thing to do. I could see this being a prequel. I could definitely see this being a prequel. Or a quasi, this is what happened, like, I don't know, to see if you're ready. I don't know. But the Master Trials seems like that'd be more of a thing for that. Yeah. And love the all-female cast over here, by the way, showing off the Zelda stuff. But
and I don't think it's in the notes, but they also told us that Skyrim on the Switch is going to have like a Link costume.
Yes,
which is going to be weird for me because it's weird. So
it has a Link costume if you use the amiibo.
Yeah.
Because the Link amiibo, because amiibos obviously they're all about amiibos, which everyone on the internet has been saying, yeah, that was nice 5 years ago, because someone already did a mod of that.
Yeah.
Someone already has a mod of the Link, the Master Sword, and Link. So
yeah, it was already in there.
Yeah, it's already in there in one way or another. So, I mean, all in all, a lot of really cool Nintendo stuff. Actually, we have a couple more Nintendo things I want to hit real quick before we do move on, because Rocket League's coming to the Switch.
Yeah, which is awesome, because Rocket League is wonderful.
I called this, but a lot of other people called this as well.
Yeah.
Rocket League goes everywhere, and going on the Switch is great, because Rocket League is one of the best games to play with other people. It doesn't matter what their skill level is, because they will have fun and get to enjoy it more. I have found recently that in my studying with my nephew of how kids play games, he does not like Rocket League.
Really?
Yeah. Because and this is my takeaway from it. Because we have handheld, pun there, the hands of all these kids, and we've not given them games that you have to get better at.
Yeah.
Dark Souls being one of the recent ones.
Yeah.
He played it, and because in 5 minutes he was not like scoring goals and doing cool things, and in 5 minutes he was like, let's play something else. Where other games like Minecraft and others, he's able to immediately do something.
Yeah, there's the whole power fantasy thing is realized much more quickly, whereas
he doesn't want to learn. He doesn't want to. He wants to be able to immediately play and do cool stuff, and then learn how to do the cool stuff, other cool stuff. Like
I do suffer from kind of the same thing, but I feel like my attention span is much greater because I've been trying to play Call of Duty for years, and I'm still not good at it.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I still don't particularly care for it.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you give him one of the newer Mario games, he's a little better because they're easier.
Yeah.
But if you give him like one of the first Mario game,
Yeah.
or Mario 3, I haven't seen him play Mario 2 yet. It's difficult. And he doesn't like that, and his friends don't like that. So we're cultivating a group of gamers that they want things to be spelled out to them. They don't want to read, and they want that power fantasy immediately.
Yeah.
Get new items, cool, but I want as soon as I start, I want to be wrecking stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully that's something that can be an acquired taste. Like as you get older, as you get more mature, I feel like that even if you start out in this place, that you can kind of as they grow, as they mature, as they look for a challenge, they can evolve to grown-up games.
I hope so. One more thing for Nintendo, Miitopia is a thing.
Yes, that looks hilarious.
Yep.
As far as 3DS stuff goes, this is the first one that's appealed to me in a long time. This looks hilarious, and I love the idea of having like you and Reggie, and I would want Reggie to be the villain in my Miitopia. I would reset it until that happened.
Yeah. Now, this I will say, like I was like, okay, yeah, that's a thing. So I haven't played my 3DS in quite a while. When I did play my 3DS, there were like 2 games that I played 3 games that I played a ridiculous amount of.
Okay.
Ocarina of Time, A Link Between Worlds, and Street Pass. I played the Street Pass games. Because it was something to do. It was some reason to carry my 3DS.
Yeah.
I'd hit a bunch of Street Pass. Every now and then I'd hit people as well, but they store the data on routers. So if I went to Starbucks, McDonald's, wherever,
right,
Best Buy, and then I could like go, oh look, all these cool people that I met, and then I'd like play the games with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is really cool for the people who are still playing 3DS, and I think kids love it too. So no problem there. Excuse me.
And then moving on to that was the Nintendo Direct and various news that leaked out for various
try to clump that all together for you guys.
And so the next thing we have is PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, which has been a huge thing on PC, is coming to Xbox. And they're saying it's going to be super pretty on the Zox. And
the Zox,
because it's XOX.
Yeah, they've been trying to say
that name is awful.
Yep.
Don't. Why?
Yeah, Pro Jared was talking on his YouTube about it. You have Xbox One S, Xbox One X,
and the Xbox One, the original Xbox One, and the backwards compatibility from the Xbox One to the original Xbox One, but not the Xbox One.
Not the Xbox One, but the original Xbox One, not to be confused with the Xbox One S.
And on top of that, Xbox One S and Xbox One X sound similar enough that's going to be even more confusing. It's an awful name. But anyway, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. And people do like that.
And I will say you got a point for that, not in the E3 predictions, but your prediction forever ago was I said it was going to be $5.99. For the Xbox One X, whatever. Scorpio's a better name for this.
Yeah, should have kept it.
So you said it was going to be below. It was going to be below that. They couldn't come out with something that expensive. So you get a point for that.
Yeah. 500's still pretty bloody expensive.
500's expensive, and if you walk in and you have $500 and a $250, because the Xbox One S right now is $250.
$200 right now.
That's because they dropped it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is. What's it?
Okay, PlayStation right now has $100 difference between the Pro and the PS4, right?
Yeah.
And even then, there are people who go in there and they go, "Is it really that big of a difference? I'll get a PS4 and then I'll get 2 games." In this, it's like I'll get an Xbox One S, I'll get 5 games, I'll get another controller.
Yeah. Yes, the price hike is.
I'll get a Kinect for no reason. I mean, really, what are you going to do with the extra $300? There's a lot of things to do with the extra $300.
Get a Switch.
You buy a Switch. It's exactly what I was going to say. You buy a Switch. You buy the Xbox One S. You buy a Switch, and you're happier. This is really expensive. You can get a gaming PC for close to $500, $600. It's not going to be the best. Don't start flaming in the comments. You're going to get a gaming PC that'll play almost all the games that you want. You're going to lower the settings a little bit.
And the Xbox exclusives.
And the Xbox exclusives.
So, yep. We got some dates for the Destiny 2 beta. So, on July 18th for the PS4, July 19th for the Xbox One. The PC is coming late August.
Excuse me.
We also found out that that it will not be launching on PC at the exact same time. They said it'll probably be 4 to 6 weeks to get that out and running and everything.
Yeah,
but it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming, and I'm happy about it because I think they've learned from their mistakes. I really hope they have.
Yeah. The PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is also getting zombies when it comes to Xbox, and the zombies might go elsewhere. They weren't really clear on that, but you know, zombies, because everything needs zombies.
Everything needs zombies. Everything needs zombies except for Anthem, which I'm sorry, but Anthem is what Destiny should have been.
Okay, I'm gonna make a prediction now.
Okay.
Anthem that we're seeing now is what Anthem should be.
Oh.
It is not going to be this.
You don't think?
No. There's like they're good. They're really good.
It's BioWare. It's not Bethesda.
It is BioWare, but there is no way that everything's this seamless with no loading time and it looks this good on console. Yeah. Even the Xbox One X and everything.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
You don't think so?
I would be happy to be proved wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it yet.
I'm hopeful.
So
I'm hopeful.
I did like the transition from like from the flying to the underwater bit and seeing the bullets go through the water.
Yeah.
That part was pretty cool. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm hopeful about it.
Yeah.
So level 5 concept.
Yes.
It's a thing.
Concept was acquired by Level 5. So Keiji Inafuda will be working under Level 5 now. I don't really have a lot to say about this. The Azure Gunvolt series was great. Mighty Number 9 was not. And the what was the one with the robot? Like you put the core in Recore, yeah. Recore came out and nobody noticed. And so like that is a struggling studio, and I don't know what is needed there.
Yeah.
But they needed something, and so I hope that Level 5 will be able to right the ship, as it were, and
I hope so.
Projects,
because Recore could have been good. I heard it was really, really mediocre.
Yeah. And
a lot of hype. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Things that are not unfortunate, though.
Yeah.
So PlayLink on PS4 is kind of their new idea of this is how we can do stuff, and like the Jackbox games, which are wonderful.
Yeah.
You play with your phone or your tablet or whatever, and you play it on the TV. And this is a new initiative by them. The first 2 games that they're showing is That's You, which if you're watching the video, that's what they're playing here. And this is free with Plus, coming out July 4th.
And I'm
gonna play the crap out of that. And I the only thing that I really wish they had is I wish that Shu came with the game, because I saw Shuhei Yoshida playing this game in the pre-show, and it looked like so much fun. I would love to play with him.
I would too.
And yeah, so That's You is going to be free, and then Hidden Agenda is by the Ready at Dawn or Until Dawn. I forget the name of that studio, but they made a game, and it's called Hidden Agenda, and you get to choose what the detectives are going to do, and so it looks like a cross between Until Dawn and
Heavy Rain.
Yes, Heavy Rain. And the idea of doing that as a group and trying to make decisions like that on the fly and figuring out if somebody's trying to tank it, like that sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. And if it's short enough, I will absolutely play it. because I like the concept, but I don't. I can't bring friends in for 10 hours to play something. Like that's a bit much.
That's a lot to ask people.
Yeah.
I do want to have some people over to play the Friday the 13th game. Tanner's played it, and a few other people I know have played it.
Yeah.
I'd like to have some people over to play it, or like come up with a time where we all meet and find a way to like stream each other's gameplay.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to do that. I'd love to piece all that together.
Yeah.
Team chat it,
Yeah. Speaking of teams, Horizon Lunar Colony is the new map that was revealed, and I think I mentioned this before on the show a couple weeks ago. But we have a launch date for the new Overwatch map, which is June 20th, which is what, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
The day that this will be released.
Yeah.
Today.
So yeah, go play Overwatch and do the thing. Have you seen the dance emotes that they put in there?
Yes.
I missed the window to actually buy any of them, which is a bummer, but they're pretty awesome.
Blizzard has always been all about the dances.
Yeah.
And I love it because as silly and ridiculous as it is, I don't know, there's just something great about the dance emotes.
Yeah.
All the way back to World of Warcraft and everything. It's just perfect. So that's all good. So we also got we missed this, and we're talking about the Nintendo stuff. Max Brass is going to be free DLC character for ARMS. Yeah. For next month, so in July.
Yeah. That is definitely a character coming to ARMS. We don't really have a lot to say about that one, but it's news. So we give it to
news. I want to play ARMS. I want to like ARMS, but I can't bring myself to buy it. I mean, there's as much as I want to support my Switch, and as much as I want to support Nintendo, I can't bring myself to do this. I bought Mario Kart. I bought Minecraft, but I can't bring. Somebody tell me why I should play this game as opposed to any other fighting games, because I have yet to be hooked by it. I mean, I would rather play Injustice. If you say, hey, you want to play this or Injustice, I'm going to buy Injustice.
Yeah, too. Injustice looks like so much fun.
So it's like I'm sorry, I've got limited funds. I don't have money for every game.
Yeah,
and definitely don't have time for every game. So I know it's free. I'm glad it's free, but I still don't see still not enough for me to go, oh, I guess I'll buy it now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that we do with the roundup, is like, just because it's free doesn't mean it's worth your time.
Exactly.
And you haven't seen anything that tells you that ARMS is worth your time.
Exactly.
I get that.
What may be worth your time is the Sega Flashback, though.
The Sega Flashback, and it's 85 games and cartridge support.
Yes.
Which that second
support.
part is.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I've seen so many of these, and they become a huge thing. Like last holiday season, there was the Atari, the everything but Nintendo. Right, there was the Atari one. There's a Sega one.
Yeah.
That it didn't have cartridge support, but it was like, hey, it's got 30 built-in games or 50 built-in games.
Yeah.
And everyone was buying these up at like Best Buy, Bed Bath & Beyond, like a place you're like, video games?
Yeah.
But people were grabbing them because you have that nostalgia factor. But to have that nostalgia factor and be able to play cartridges is fantastic.
Yeah.
I hope that the problem for me is, how is it going to sound? Because they can get it to look pretty good, but the analog sound that goes through those boards can sound really crappy if it's not done right. So I'm curious about that, because playing on emulators, playing Sega games, NES hasn't been that big of a deal. NES and SNES hasn't been a big deal. Sega has.
I don't know a whole lot about like the actual tech behind it, but I know that they had a separate board specifically for sound, whereas the Nintendo Super Nintendo architecture was based around MIDI. The Sega one was proprietary, and that's one of the difficult things in emulation.
It can be really grating hearing some of the sounds on that. Speaking of grading that's not grading because that's a really bad segue.
It was pretty awful.
That was horrible. We were talking about Hitman recently, and IO Interactive basically saying they were talking about a buyout and what all was going to happen on that,
and Square was like, "Does anybody want this?" And apparently IO has done well enough that they were like, "Okay, we're going to go independent, and we're hanging on to Hitman." So they've done well enough, which is not surprising because Square's requirements for their expectations for games are ridiculous.
They are ridiculous.
And so for an independent studio, and I think it'll be interesting to see what happens now that they are independent and they're not under the onerous Square Enix umbrella.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see where they go from there and how they develop on their own, because Hitman was a really, really interesting property, and I think it'll be fun to watch how that plays out.
Yeah.
I'm curious what that means for the Go franchise though, and where those go.
Yeah.
Where the Go's go.
I don't know if it'll go anywhere, which is sad, because Hitman Go is probably my favorite Go game. I need to play Lara Croft still, the Tomb Raider Go.
Yeah. Apparently you don't have to play Deus.
No, don't need to. I'm happy about this. I'm hopeful that this gives them a good, a rejuvenation in regards to the franchise, in regards to the money pouring into the franchise.
Yeah.
Because I always liked Hitman. I thought it was an interesting franchise, an interesting. It's an interesting IP, but it has to be done right.
Well, and
it's like Superman.
They also did some really unique things with the gameplay and the rollout and the way that all that worked.
Yeah.
Was something I'd never seen before.
It's very different. Yeah,
I love different. Different is fun.
I'm fine with different. I think it may have been too much too quick.
Could be.
That's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of the opposite of too much too quick, because that's a segue. So Pokemon Go is finally getting. We have battles between trainers, and it's going to have multiplayer raids, legendary
which was
monsters.
Something that they did in the reveal trailer before the game came out.
Which is my big problem with this. This is at least a year too late. That should have been something that was done within the first 6 months or so. When everyone was out doing this, as you're seeing right now, when everyone was out at parks playing Pokemon Go, when you could go out on a weekend or an evening and see people, you see the park filled with people hanging out and just playing Pokemon Go and talking to each other. And this is an amazing experience of people interacting outside of their environment, and they didn't have to drink to do it. You have adults going and hanging out and meeting new friends, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then it fizzled.
Yeah, because they
didn't have anything like this.
They had the core concept and the nostalgia going for it, but a lot of what they said was coming didn't.
Yeah.
And it's so I would imagine there's still probably people that play it. There
are still people playing, and I'll go try it when all this stuff comes out. I will go try it for you guys, as well as because it's something I love doing with Whitney. We would go out, we would walk, take a walk around the park or wherever, catch Pokemon. We would drive around back before they nerfed the way to find things. Now it's a little easier, I guess, but we would drive around, and she would tell me when one was close, and we would go into parking lots or wherever to find these.
Yeah, and
now I could actually do something other than double team in a gym every now and then, which is we do that every now and then, right?
I don't need to know about you double teaming in a gym.
That is a story. Remember that story?
Yeah,
I didn't do it. I didn't do it, but someone did it. Anyways, that's it for gaming news this week. I'll leave you.
Get us out of here.
I'll leave you to imagine what that story was. So leave in the comments what you think the double teaming in a gym story was, and tell us what you're excited about after E3 and Nintendo and all that. We'll see you guys later.